never laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on.
Hello and welcome. How you guys doing?
The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie.
See, we've got quite a few people here that was waiting for me. Did you miss me or something? Let's see what we got going on. Say we got final guesses. Demon King saying he would love I would love Jason too. I would absolutely love Jason. What's going on, Brenda? What's going on, Metal Rednet? What's going on, Garrett? What's going on, Haley? What's going on, Paris? What's going on, Demon King? What's going on, Ranger? What's going on, Anthony? What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Lena? What is going on, Samantha? Mommy? What's going on, Surgical Duke? What is going on, Nicholas Cat 47? Welcome, everybody. Holy shit, we got a ton of people.
Welcome.
Pretty much sums it up. What's going on, Magma? How you doing as well? Holy shit, man. We are rolling. Time is it? It is now currently 1:30 p.m. Eastern time on my side of the US. But we still got like a half an hour to go before the actual anniversary stream from Dead by Daylight, which I will be playing in a box up here. But figured, you know, why not get on a little bit early, talk to you guys, get some things, predictions and so forth. Hello, Samantha. How you doing? We were all lonely. I saw that. Maybe I might have to start doing premieres a little bit more often. Do a bunch of premiere things. See how many people join and just wait. No, I wouldn't put you guys through that torture. Although it does help keep to a schedule, though. Greetings to you as well, Magma. How are you doing? What's going on, Language? How you doing? You're polyglotted international traveler here. Welcome. It started now for me? Oh, what started for you? What you talking about, Dave? Some stuff and things. Have I seen the King's videos summing up evidence for all the suspected killers? Yes, I did. Some I think can be disputed in his videos. Some of the evidence, or at least some of the analysis, I should probably say. Not some of the evidence, because all the evidence could probably check out. What's my final guess for the killer? Initially, when I first saw the first poster, it was Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. But then, after further reading and analyzing the wording of what they were saying, I came to the conclusion likely Norman Bates. Although I can't seem to find any evidence or anything of anyone said, unless it was in a live stream, that about the whole anti-looping ability that the killer would have. Then again, I really, over the last 2 days I had off, I really didn't do much digging, to be completely honest. Who's my favorite wrestler metal? The Undertaker. If the new killer isn't Killer Bean, I will be extremely disappointed. Magma says, I'm in Tennessee and doing wonderful. How about yourself? I am currently in Pennsylvania. And I'm doing extremely well, Magma. Oh, you realize it's the countdown. Gotcha. I might have to get that set up either way, just to be sure. Language says, is that intro music from Rusty Cage's music video? Yes, it is. Machete says, when does the party start? The party's already here. Must the killer really be Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2? That would be fucking hilarious. I would play with him all the time, though. You see the new documentary on The Undertaker? I saw bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen a lot of it, though. Like, just some key things here and there. Favorite wrestling match? Man. I mean, I don't really have one per se that, like, yeah, that's the one I always watch. It's more so with The Undertaker, it was the theatrics for me. So it was like, going to Garrett's question, favorite version of The Undertaker, I preferred the purple gloved, completely supernatural version. And all the stuff that he did while active as that really got me interested. Hey, what's going on, Buff? How you doing? What's going on, T-Rex as well? Almost didn't recognize it because your icon changed. Last minute prediction of what the killer would be. I won't be here until the stream is over, so good luck with the predictions. My prediction is I'm going with Norman Bates. Alright, let me jump over to get this countdown up and running. Oh, I see you. Because then I could probably put it on screen, too. Ooh. I won't do that quite yet. And there we go. We can do it like that. Move my OBS over here so I can look at it over here. What's going on, Jason Smith? Undertaker versus Mankind? That was a pretty good one. Samantha says, I really want Pennywise. I wouldn't mind Pennywise. I wouldn't mind Pennywise at all. Like, new or old. I wouldn't mind either one. But I think if we're going with classic killers, we gotta have Jason and Norman Bates in there at some point. Jason, definitely. I think Jason's definitely coming to the game at some point. It just is a matter of when. Pugster, how you doing? Says Alien. See, Alien, I know a lot of people are guessing. If we're going just strictly films, though, like I said, Alien, the first one, is really the only horror movie that exists in that franchise, unless you count maybe Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which are more horror based than a lot. But even then, those are more action. Part 1 was atmospheric, claustrophobic, and very much alien slasher kind of films. Everything else after that, it started leaning a lot heavier towards action. Machete says, when do we find out who the killer is? I think it's at the end. They're going to be talking about a ton of updates that's going to be coming, their roadmap, and then I think they're going to end it with the reveal of the killer. How late into the stream do you think? Oh, yeah, that pretty much goes back to what I just said, Magma. Haley says, despite all the copyright shit, it has to be Jason. Not only does the check all the boxes and new log cabin outfits for Claudette and Jake is way too much of a coincidence. You might be right. You might be right. But we never know. We really never know, because if I was Gun Media and I seen Jason pop up on this game and all of the shit that they had to eat to not be able to release Jason X in their game, I would be highly pissed at Sean. Highly pissed. Is that the real countdown? Yes, it is. That is the real countdown to the 4th anniversary for Dead by Daylight. Oh, Brenda, trust me. If it's not even the wrestling matches, just watch YouTube videos of The Undertaker going from, I think, 92 to 99. Like that block of time, maybe even 97, because I believe that's when he discarded the purple gloves and so forth. Watch just the entrances and some of the promos alone, and that will get you probably into the character if you're into horror. Because he had this whole thing of, like, he had an urn that gave him supernatural abilities, so whatever another wrestler tried to do to him, he couldn't be hurt. So if you dumped him on his head, sat a 500-pound guy on him, he'd just, like, rise back up like a zombie. What is going on, Matt? How you doing? Maybe it's Hannibal Lecter? Maybe. But I mean, did Hannibal really change the face of horror since, like, at its inception? Oh shit! Oh shit! They're fucking with us. You see that? Could that be a clue that it's the ring? Could that be a clue? Thank you, Poi. Glad you approve. Got my dragon rings, my dragon eye. Of course, a dragon wristband. We're dragoned out. It's not so much the latency buff. I'm pretty much getting a ton of traffic, message-wise, and I'm trying to scroll back up to read everything and then work my way down to make sure I'm hitting a good amount of people. Hey, what's going on, Oin McCoy? How you doing? Or Eon? Excuse me if I butcher that name. Sorry. Say, is it Alien? We do not know. Not yet. I mean, there may be a lot of evidence if you follow Polyester and some of the other Dead by Daylight streamers. But to me, unless it's based off Alien Isolation, I don't really know, because I don't see Alien as a horror franchise. I see the first one as a horror movie and everything else after that as sci-fi action. Creature feature, sci-fi action, I should probably say. What's my favorite movie? My favorite movie metal is, I mean, I'd probably go with Friday the 13th. I always watch Friday the 13th. I don't know. Different signals, Amanda, may mean different timers. Because you could watch my stream on 18 different devices and all of them would be at a different point in time based on the signal that comes through. So it's not surprising. Yeah, human centipede. Yeah. that scarred me for life. Oh, man. Is there a possibility that we could see Pinhead? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, if we do go with the whole thing of the anti-looping power, Pinhead would be prime suspect for that. Because he could use his chain hooks to really attach them to a certain point as a trap while you're trying to loop, and they just latch out and grab you. Technically, the alien could too, with the fluid that the alien or the xenomorph secretes that you see in movies when they're rubbing their hands on walls and the goo is like sort of like entrails coming off. They could use that as sort of like a Freddy kind of trap where he does the dream snares. What's going on, Chuck? How you doing? What's going on, Gummy? How you doing as well? Let me get that for you, Matt. We got installed sound effects for that. Didn't they imply that human centipede can I trade happen? I'm not sure what you mean there, Ranger. When is my next reveal video? Will you do it or something else? What do you mean? As far as commentaries or something else, Buff? What's going on? It's P Green. How you doing? What am I watching? We are currently waiting for the countdown to the Dead by Daylight 4th year anniversary, which will also feature the reveal of the newest killer, Survivor, and map in the latest upcoming chapter. I have played Terradrome. Would have been better if it was an experiment to create a human animal, but that's just me. Have you seen Tusk, Brenda? Tusk kind of does that. T-Rex is sticking with Dracula. Okay, I mean, I could definitely see that. I would love Bela Lugosi, especially getting Dracula's castle would be pretty cool too. Again, no, that would be one of those characters. Like I said with the Bates Motel, if they do bring Norman Bates over, give us a black and white map to capture that 30s feel. Because likely if it's a license, they're going with Bela Lugosi. Give us a black and white map to capture that feel. How would I feel about Candyman in the game, Magma? I wouldn't mind him. I wouldn't mind him at all. If anything, I thought he was going to be the killer in this chapter. but since they kind of moved his movie to September, it's likely he's going to come out then. Oh, you said it actually happened. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't doubt someone sick enough to actually try it. As example, Freddy's mother was a reveal video. Will you do another? Oh yeah, I got some more similar like that. That's going to be coming. That I'm currently writing up and working on. I mean, that could be Machete. That could be. You never know. Also, it could be the Ring. It could be the Ring. Could be another ghost character because I mean, there's a ton of characters that interfere with technology in that same sense. Watch its remake, Chucky. That would be very possible. Considering that remake Chucky could take over a larger version of himself if they made an animatronic version. What's going on, Vocable? How you doing? Oh, I've seen pretty much almost all the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring, Garrett. What's going on, Mr. Husky Boy? How you doing over there as well? Sebastian, getting my PC today. What kind of PC? What you got coming? Well, what's under the hood? If the killer is Jason, what would you think his default look would be? I think he's likely going to look like the remake. If I'm going to be completely honest, he's either going to look like the remake, maybe Jason Goes to Hell, or Freddy versus Jason. If they're smart and they really wanted to capitalize off of his current status, they make him the Never Hike Alone Jason. But is Ringu, or however you spell it, classic? Ringu and The Grudge, or Ju-on, over in Japan is about as classic as Candyman is over here. As far as did it change the face of horror since its inception, as far as ghost movies, yes, they did. Because it was, once it got remade in the States, or Ju-on got remade into The Grudge in the States, it started a wave of J-horror copycats trying to go after every J-horror license that they possibly could. And because of that, we started seeing some repeating kind of things going on and on and on. But the overall impact of Ringu and Ju-on cannot be denied. They are definitely classics in my mind. Yeah, I've seen that, Anthony. I've seen that. Timer's just taunting me right now. Yes, metal. Asian films are definitely underrated, especially horror films. Slender Man can interfere with cameras and technology too. Very true. I mean, Slender Man I don't necessarily see as a classic franchise. Maybe as far as the creepypasta sense. But he did also change horror at his inception. He got people to seriously harm other people in real life, like those stories. So I wouldn't discount him. Pluto from The Hills Have Eyes would be pretty dope. Yeah, agree, definitely. We got almost 5 minutes left. Holy shit. I can't wait. I can't wait to see who it is. Now, watch it. of all the downplaying of Alien or Jason that I've been doing, just because of the Friday the 13th license dispute and my views on Alien not really necessarily being a horror franchise, watch it be one of them. I would die if it was one of them. Watch it be a person we least suspect. Watch it be. Watch it be none of the above. Watch it be fucking shit. Watch it be someone like the Toxic Avenger or some shit like that. Oh man. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what other killers could they possibly put on there that we don't know, that we haven't thought of yet? I'll just pull something out of the sky and call it a killer. Because, I mean, classic is such a subjective word. Because, I mean, there's universal classics and then there's cult classics. So, I mean, are we going for a universal classic that everyone sort of picks up? Or are we going for a cult classic like Tarman or Candyman or something like that? Like, it's very subjective because we don't know what the devs consider classic at all. What if it was Batman? I wouldn't mind that. Can you imagine fucking jumping around the map like you do in the Arkham games? Watch it be Samara from The Ring. It might be. It might. Because, I mean, Samara and Sadako's from the J-Horror series. The original one. Sadako is a little bit more OP than Samara. But, ultimately, I can see them going with Samara just because of American ties. Alright guys, I'm going to actually pop on the volume here. There we go. So now we got some nice background music. Although, for those that don't remember, the 23rd was the 40th anniversary of The Shining too. So, just throwing that out there. And, if I remember right, the first Friday the 13th film was released at the beginning of May in 1980. I think it was like May 5th, May 6th or something like that. So there's some evidence that could point either way. And then we got what the Alien anniversary, I think wasn't that yesterday, I believe? Alien 40th anniversary. So if we're going like by detail as far as evidence goes, it could be anybody. It could literally be anybody. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you for the lemon, Mr. Husky Boy. I greatly appreciate it. So you getting some artwork done? You've been watching 50 Shades Darker, Bob? I've been listening to anything you said. I feel so sad. Hey, no worries, Buff. Thank you again for the lemon, Mr. Husky Boy. I greatly, doubly, absolutely, unequivocally appreciate it. Thank you. Whatever happened to romantic music you would and should have in the background? I mean, those are for special occasions. You know, that's where I turn the lights down low and I start playing that soft music. That's how you gotta set the mode. That song has Bananarama, Cruel Summer Vibe. I can get that. Have I played Blood? That game, I have not played Blood. Anna Steele is the new killer. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Husky Boy. Welcome to the family. All the way over there on D Live. Thank you, thank you. Can I please make sure my volume mic is lowered? Oh, what is this? You see it. You see it leaking, right? Tarman? Look at it. You see how that looks, right? That's clearly tar, right? Could this be Tarman? Like, I feel like Tarman. I don't see what else would have that.
Hi. Welcome everyone to our 4th anniversary. We obviously hope to make a big event this year in Montreal. We were going to invite all of you to come over. We're going to have balloons and animals and balloon animals. But we
Balloons,
we
animals,
obviously
and
had to
balloon
change
animals.
plans because of the current situation.
Get you everything in
The
between.
good news is everybody at Behavior is now working from home. Huge kudos to our IT team for making that possible very smoothly. And now we're all safe and sound at home. So today we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to have people talk to you from the safety of their home. We're going to present you a lot of really cool content, stuff that's coming in the roadmap for this year. We're going to talk about the mobile game, because obviously we just shipped on
there you
mobile.
go. We'll be talking about the mobile game.
We are very excited to introduce you to a few people from that team and to make sure that they can tell you what they have in store for you. We're also going to go over the community, which is you, by the way. Thank you very much for being
Yes, Buff. This is happening right now.
We're going to talk about what it means to us, what comprise the community, and how our community team is built and how it works to make all of your dreams come true, or most of them. Some of them are just weird. All right, we're also going to talk about a few really cool things.
Some of your dreams are just weird.
A moment to talk about something we did 4 years ago. We talked in the past about trying to be as generous as we can on Dead by Daylight, and one of the things we did 4 years ago was release a little thing called the charity case. So the charity case is a very big package of, I think, 28 items featuring a lot of influencers and content creators from around the world, and all the profits, 100% of the profits on this goes to a thing called the Brain and Behavior Research Fund, which is a cause that's very dear and near to us. And I'm very happy to say that in the last few months, we've now raised over $1 million. Well,
Hey, Ainsley, I didn't even see you in there. Oh, shit.
Cause. So thank you very much for that. It's still up if you want to grab it, if you haven't already, and know that if you do that, you actually, you're going to help a lot of people do some good work. So other than that, we're also going to talk today about the upcoming content for Dead by Daylight. We'll see if we have time to get into that towards the end of the show.
See if we have time to get into it.
Meantime,
Don't you play with our emotions.
A few things that we're going to go over maybe a little quicker than we would have liked. That's because we also want to take the time to do deep dives on some of these subjects, and we'll do panels, and we'll do blog posts, and we'll do videos and Q&As and all these different methods that we have to communicate with you. We want to make sure that we give you all the information about all these subjects that are dear to you. This year was filled to the brim with new stuff. We put a lot of work in delivering content. We had talked about a few things on the anniversary last year, and since then we've delivered so much stuff. First, Ghostface came to the game, which was almost a surprise, but really kind of a big deal. Then we had the Stranger Things chapter. I don't know if you remember that. First time we had 2 survivors in the game, an amazing foray into a TV show, the Netflix show that was the biggest thing at the moment.
I remember when I first saw that trailer.
Then we released The Cursed Legacy, which was the first time we went back to tell even more of the backstory of some of our characters. And then we just released the Chains of Hate, which was a completely new take on the horror setups that we tend to do with the game. And the first gun in the game. We also, this year, released the archives. It's easy to forget that it wasn't in the game, but now it's such a huge and important part of the.
It feels like it's been in the game forever, the archives, even though it's still so brand new.
Tomes for the game, and each one of them came with some improvements to the feature and new types of content. We've also did a major update on Freddy, a much needed.
Oh, Ranger, that would be fucking terrible.
We did the same for the Doctor and made it kind of a big deal.
What's going on, Z?
We have released our dedicated servers as we had promised, and now they are on every single platform. Obviously, there's a lot more work to do on the dedicated servers, but it's such a better platform for us to work on. It's a much more solid thing. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a few moments. We also installed a disconnect penalty. Which I'm happy to say has reduced the disconnect rate by 35%.
What's going on, Mark? How you doing? Welcome.
An immense improvement on the quality of life. We also launched on Switch this year. We then launched on mobile this year. We are
Lightning McQueen is the new killer.
Platform out there.
I mean, we already had someone predict Christine.
Touched yet. We then released what
Patrick Bateman. I wouldn't doubt that, actually.
I want to say ever created in the history of video games, but
Hey, what's going on, Pixelated Nightmares? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Glad to see you on this side of things.
I'm very, very proud to say that in the last month we just broke all of our records by having over a million.
Who do you think it is, Sebastian?
Daily users. That means 1 million people played the game.
Christian Gray's the new killer.
During a single day. That's
he seduces you.
Then
and then he mores. Like, can you imagine his Maury is just like beating the fuck out of you? I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey, so I have no idea if that's what he actually does.
And that's it. Now we're gonna go and talk about the
it's a spork
and really what's in store for next year.
Sonic. I gotta be a viewer sometimes. Very true, very true. We're all viewers at some point in time one year.
With two men who need no introduction. But,
Elvis from Bubba Hotep. I would love that.
Jérôme and Stéphane.
Hi everyone. I am
Slender
Shrek, the senior product manager on Dead by Daylight. I am in charge of the roadmap, so basically defining the features to be implemented in the game.
Hi everyone, happy to be
hey, what's going on, Devin? What's going on, Dev? Holy shit,
and
man!
My job is to execute along with
welcome.
Jérôme is putting together.
All right, game health is always a subject that keeps coming back. Last year we had a big discussion about it. I think that regularly we talk about game health.
Slender Shrek.
It's gonna be a
fucking genius!
Let's dig a little bit more into what it means specifically, at least for the next year for us. Let's start with dedicated servers, which was a big improvement this year. Stéphane, you want to talk about it?
Absolutely. The transition
so hopefully they improved the dedicated servers, because some of that shit has been not that good.
We're happy to be behind that transition and migration, but there's a lot of ways in which we would like to continue improving gameplay experience.
It's been forever. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has.
It's going to happen through 3 specific features.
Was worried chilling got to you, Dev?
The first one is we're planning on increasing the rate at which your server runs, which is going to have a positive impact on
what's going on the wood, Lorax?
Doing an action or doing an input on the client, and that actually having an effect on the
oh yeah, you put Bruce Campbell back in anything in this game, I'm in. I'm buying it automatically.
The network limitations always force a minimum amount of latency.
So you didn't think you should miss this? It's quite the fucking return, Dev. Holy shit.
Actually happening on the server. So we're adding movement extrapolation to various characters to make sure what you see is as close as we can from what's actually happening on
Mr. Lordy in the video game.
But as I mentioned,
oh, definitely Pinhead. I wouldn't mind Pinhead at all. And the Cenobite realm. I would not mind that. Especially if we can get people in certain parts of the maps being transformed into Cenobite still. Like, that would be pretty cool. Or just the overall Labyrinth of Leviathan.
These are all going to get validated on both sides to make sure no one's actually getting
chilling his light work
or into a hit that shouldn't have landed. Probably one of the most frustrating experiences for anyone to have. And these are the main 3 changes we're planning to put up, which are going to improve the gameplay experience.
Awesome. The next thing I want to talk
Labyrinth?
about, which is, I mean, it's a subject that we've talked about since day one on Dead by Daylight, matchmaking. It's always going to be a
Can't see Death's comments for some reason. Do you have it on live chat, Devin?
There are more improvements coming this year. Jérôme, do you want to talk about the specifics a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So currently, the system is using ranks to matchmake players, but the ranking system is more a time-based progression system. It resets every month. So instead, we are going to use an algorithm, and this algorithm is looking only at what happened during the trial and what was the outcome of the trial. So this will help us to define the player skill level, and this will help us to create a better and fairer matchmaking system. So this algorithm was already implemented in the background of the live servers, and this since several months. So it was not used for matchmaking, but just for simulations. And now we have some results, and they look good. So now we just need to polish the last details, and we'll be ready for a release this upcoming month, so this summer.
Cool. One of the things also that we like.
That's an interesting way they're going to be doing matchmaking then.
Live design is something. I mean, it's such a crazy game with an ever-changing meta. Live design is always something that's gonna create a lot of talk in the community. When we redid Freddy, for instance, or the Doctor, all these things. We have a few more of these live design changes planned. Obviously, it's an ongoing effort, but maybe you can talk about a few of them, Stefan?
Over the past 4 years, we've put out so much.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, Lorax.
Adding more and more as every chapter releases. We just really want to make sure that everything that exists in the game.
Oh no, Death! We can't lose you again.
Content we're continuously releasing, and how we plan on doing that is exactly like we did before, revisiting older.
Oh, I know Lordy. I know Lordy. Definitely. Or Lord. I said Lordy. Like it's like Lord. My Alexa calls it. So
really, exactly like we've shown. In
but like that last letter on the end, like Lordy.
Major reworks or just updates we're putting out every update. Obviously, the
what's going on, Grim Reaper?
To decide for that, we've seen recently.
Davros says killer rolling around on his chair. I can see that.
Super positive.
It's Scooby-Doo. Is Roy Burns the killer? We don't know yet. That could be though. That would be a workaround. The current licensing issue.
So we're continuously looking into improving our existing maps.
I've been great, Death. I've been really good. As you see, things have upgraded a bit.
The third thing we're going to look into over the next year is something that's quite similar to what we did last year when we introduced the
Oh God, I hope not, Machete.
It's going to apply to the beginning of the game instead. This has been a topic that's continuously discussed in the community, and we also feel a lot strongly about. The beginning of the game is a moment where there are a lot of potential.
Fozzie, no, we are currently about 45 minutes into the stream. They're just going over some of the updates and future of the game as far as matchmaking and so forth. But they haven't revealed the killer yet.
So stay posted for more details about that one.
New Survivor is JG with the headband. I wish.
Very much. One of the things also to note is the game.
I really hope it's been out. I wouldn't mind it. I definitely wouldn't mind it.
Pretty much every platform out there, almost. We just released our mobile on iOS and Android, obviously.
I mean, I could kind of get your
Xbox One,
lack of excitement, Samantha.
That
It just depends. It depends on how it's presented because I'm buying the DLC regardless. But it just depends on how it's presented and how Pinhead works.
Crossplay, cross friends, cross progression.
The killer's Abby.
A little bit about that.
Cross friends is one of our most asked for and requested feature, and we're really happy to say it's finally coming to the game.
Oh, definitely, Dead. Definitely. You have been missed.
We're adding a search feature and add friends features into the existing friends list that's already available on multiple SKUs, on all SKUs. So you're going to be able to search for friends from other games. And
I think at this point, Lorax, anything short of Jason is going to be underwhelming at this point. Jason would be the only person I think would actually meet the hype at this point.
Directly into a public or a private game.
What's going on, Abbo? Welcome back as well. Glad to see you taking advantage of those new Michael Myers emotes. And always glad to see that green Camp Juicy sign next to your name. That shit is, it still gets to me when I see that popping up next to you guys.
On the same player pool, going to
Let's
be
go,
linked to
JG.
matchmake
Let's
with a
go.
much bigger player pool, and thus matchmake you better against people that are closer within ranks, etc.
Crossplay. I would love crossplay polo or Polo.
Is going to bring is that we're going to diversify the meta between different platforms. As we know, people tend to have different habits on the specific platforms, whether it's playing a certain role or playing with a certain character.
What killer am I hoping for? I'm hoping for Tarman.
We're going to expose
I'm definitely hoping for Tarman.
players and habits of different platforms, which is
Tarman with the Return of the Living Dead map.
That sounds fun.
But I have a feeling it's going to be Norman
Right
Bates.
after that is for Jerome, I guess.
Imagine Abby as the killer
What's that
and
gonna be
JG as the
like?
survivor.
What's that gonna be put in
Oh
the-
my god, she'd never live it down.
Sure that we can provide the best player experience possible for the community. That is why we're going to release the cross friends and crossplay features in 2 waves. So first we are going to
That makes
introduce
sense.
the cross
That makes sense,
features
Devin.
on the PC platforms. So
Why she block
Steam
on yours,
and
though?
Windows Store, because those platforms have already the crossplay enabled. And then in the second wave, we will be adding in this pool the console platforms. So PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. And at this time, all the platforms will be able to play together.
Oh, no worries, Dad. No worries. If you ever want to get a hold of us, feel free to jump on the Discord.
All those platforms being available in the
Jump on the
crossplay
Discord or jump into the Facebook
before
group.
the end of this year.
Drop a message anytime.
And what about cross progression?
Ginger Dead Man for killer.
The crossplay topics comes along
Hold on,
with
hold
the
on.
cross-progression topic.
Fucking
That's, in our head. We are currently in discussion with the partners, so we can't give much details because it depends a lot on these talks, but that's a feature that we would like to have.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for the sub, Paulo.
Something, that's,
Greatly appreciate it. Glad to have you on board. Glad to have you in the channel and as part of the family.
Always have to be transparent and tell people, but this one is kind of new to me. The game has been going on for about 4 years now, and some of the big updates that we've done, especially on the visuals of some of the maps and things like that, really get people excited. And obviously, we've also learned a lot in how to create.
Isn't the lawsuit preventing Jason from being added? That's what's being argued. There's a lot of things that's being argued with that, Grim.
Next year,
What's going on, homie? How you doing?
And I'd like us to talk a little bit
No, Trent, I didn't see what you said, but welcome. It's been a while since I've seen you too.
Continue to not just be relevant and be a game
Oh,
that people keep
shit.
playing, which we keep saying we want to do, but we want to make sure that Dead by Daylight is a game that can stand proudly next to all these next-gen games that are coming in the next few years.
Yeah, so last year we updated the Larry's Memorial map and it was pretty great. The feedback from the community was really good, and even you.
Like, I think, Grim, they could probably add Roy. Roy should be fair game.
So this year we are going to go beyond this. We are going to update all the maps that are in the game, but that's not.
Yes, Friday the 13th, the game should be crossplay too.
A massive graphical update.
They're
We're
gonna be doing a
to
graphical
review
update?
All the special effects, the animation, and we're going to add more lighting in the game so we can play more with the tension and the creepiness in the trials. We really want to deep dive into the core aspect of Dead by Daylight, which is
Nice.
so now it's 4 years of assets that we need to review. So it's going to be a small task. That is why we're going to do it in different phases throughout.
Here's the new additions to the fam. There's so many, Death.
As you mentioned,
There are so many.
Mathieu, is to stay true to the nature of Dead by Daylight while also continuing to be the reference in horror gaming. For
Please make the live stream slightly louder.
I cannot wait. And just to specify this, we actually did put a full team on.
Is that good for you, Haley?
Make sure that we can, ramp up every
Oh, shit.
single asset that we
Heard the heartbeat.
There's a lot of stuff in Dead by Daylight since its inception. Now, talking about graphic update is really cool, but everybody wants to see something. Is there anything we can show them at this point? I mean, it's early on, but there must be a little something.
Yeah, we are very excited with what we have done so far. So we have some assets who are still work in progress, but of course we want to share
There
with
are
you
birds and
what
shit?
it's looking like.
What the hell? Alright, so I'm guessing this is going to be a lot of what they're working on. Yeah, it looks a lot better. Holy shit. What's going on, Atomic Ice? How you doing? That looks really good. actually. Are they going to be updating the character models too, though? I mean, it's good that they're doing it like this and not doing it in a sense that is going to make them drop a whole new game. This is all the graphical updates that they're going to be doing throughout this year. Like, that looks insane. Soon? I thought they were gonna give us something else. Look, see? There's the tar again. I have a feeling. Give me tar, man.
All right, let's talk about our community. For us, it means two major things. First of all, the community is you out there. It's you and everybody else either playing the game or talking about the game or creating content relating to the game or being inspired by the game to
You're playing the crow sounds?
music or to
See, you're using the
outfits.
carts?
It's everybody that's part of what makes
Just make sure you
Dead by
save the
Daylight
challenges
this
for when we
amazingly
actually
rich
play.
and passionate environment. It means groups of people who interact on every single possible social platform in person. It means people who play together. It's even the people who play by themselves and never talk to anybody. So it's important for us to be able to break it down and figure out exactly who is part of the community.
No,
and how
Trent,
do we
I looked
listen to them?
back
How
and
do
I
we get
didn't
close enough that we
see
can actually
anything that
hear
you
what makes
said
them happy,
before you
what makes
asked
them
if I saw
excited,
what you said.
worries them,
Unfortunately.
all of this. We need to know about that. So
Retype
the
it
other
again
part
right
of
now so that way I
community
can
for
see if
us
it pops
is
up. Because for
the
some
community
reason,
team.
you're
So a team
typing
that we
something,
built,
it
obviously this
didn't
was
pop
a
up.
very small thing 4 years ago. Is pretty much just Dave and Ash and I talking to you live and trying to sift through every single forums, which we couldn't do, to today where we have a team of I think over than 50 people internally. Some people
Oh, you
sitting
don't
at
know
their
who
desks in
Tarman
the
is,
office,
Samantha?
Some people sitting at their
I
desks all
definitely
around the world, in
recommend
different countries.
first
We
chance you
represent
get,
the
watch
different,
Return of the Living Dead.
pools of people around the world, and then we have people who are halftime and
That
people
will
who are doing this out
get
of
you
the
up to
goodness of
speed.
their heart.
Just
We
the
have
first one.
people
You don't
that
need to
are
watch the
part of
others.
the mods
Just part
team,
one.
the community management team. It's a big machine, because for you, community might mean you and your friends and the people you play with, and the forums you visit, whether it's Reddit or Nico or whatever. But it's maybe 100, maybe 1,000 people that you feel are part of that Dead by
That
Daylight
kind of makes me
community.
want to watch it now,
You should
Metal.
probably know that there's probably hundreds and thousands of these pools of people around the world, and each and every one of these has their
Oh,
culture
glad to hear it,
and their
Gummy.
desires.
Everyone
and their
should watch
worries, and
that.
all of this is something that we need to have an understanding of, and that's what our community team internally is tasked with doing. It is a daunting and quite intimidating
You're going
task, but
insane,
they've
Machete.
been doing an amazing job at it, and we're going to talk about exactly who these people are and how they do their job. Gabrielle Murphy is going to take us through that. We're also going to have Gab Malvar talk to us about the Fog Whisperers program, which is a super interesting bunch of people that are helping, bring the good word of Dead by Daylight to the masses as possible.
Wonder
And then
what
we're gonna take a
Tarman's
little
more would
moment
be.
to talk about
My
all
guess
the
is he'd probably
community
grab someone's
events
head
and
like more
activities that we have in
brains and like
store for
bite
the
into him.
celebrations and for this year. So here we go.
Welcome to the 4th anniversary community panel. I am Not Queen, lead community manager on Dead by Daylight. I'm very pleased to have you with us today in my living room. What a crazy year for Dead by Daylight. The game grew exponentially, and with it, our community blossomed.
Hey, what's going on, Vod?
Blossom is a fancy term to say it got a shit ton bigger. Back in September, the addition of the Switch to our console family and the release of a chapter like
Now, is that the
Streamloots
real
brought a lot of
Chillin', or is that
attention to the
another
game
imposter?
and a lot of new faces.
By the
to
way,
our
I agree. They
community.
definitely should do the
Last
2018
month
outfit.
only, we hit a record number of players connecting to the game, with over 1 million people
What's going on, Nick?
playing DBD over the span of a day. But for some, the game itself isn't enough to contain all their love for Dead by Daylight. You guys want to discuss, argue, create art, breathe, and live DBD.
Captain
This
Spaulding, I would
community
love
lives
to.
on different platforms, social media, forums, Discord. But all of it shows the same pattern this year: growth and engagement. Just on our forum, over 80,000
Death called it
discussions were
imposter.
created this
Dragon
year,
Lord called it
and
too.
over
Imposter too.
800,000 comments were posted on these discussions. Our official Discord channel grew to welcome over 100,000 people that play together and exchange on live chat about the game every day. But it doesn't stop there. Dead by Daylight also has an international community with dedicated community managers on the local platforms.
Yeah, I saw you
that
just
most of
said
probably
Trent Chuck
never
Norris
heard
is the
of.
killer. I saw that.
VK, Billy, WeChat, Nico.
I didn't realize you were having
We
issues in
even
other
have a
streams.
special Twitter channel for
Make
our
sure to
Japan
message me
community.
directly on Facebook or one of my other bits of social media,
Without
or even in the
ever-growing
Discord.
community
See if I can help you try to fix it.
of volunteers and staff. And here's a cheesy montage to present all these people to you.
How long are these usually? I mean, they can vary. I don't think they have an actual time slot of when they stop. Oh, he's like a urban legend, Death. Especially with that chilling with Michael video still up. What is my green screen background? It is Camp Crystal Lake from Friday the 13th.
Cheesy
Part 8.
AF. You guys have proven over and over again how much you love the game. Here is some of the community's finest work.
That's not a bad Dwight. Not a bad Meg either. Oh, they got Bill with the sweater. Some really nice artwork. Oh, nice. That's not bad.
Before we go see what the Fog Whisperers have prepared for us, it is now the time to reveal our winners for the community in-game outfit contest.
I would love to
After
watch the
last
entire
year's
Friday the
success,
13th
We were
franchise.
sure we wanted to do a
Like
redo
on
for
here
the
without
fourth
worried about
anniversary.
copyright, Matt.
And this year, you guys blew us out of the water. It was a super hard choice to make. We started by going over the 1,000 entries, one by one, and ended up selecting 30 per role. So 30 for killers and 30 for survivors. Then, our art and creative director ended up choosing our winners.
Oh, I hope
Here
not,
are
Ranger.
our final
I
nominees.
really hope not. That Legion outfit is actually even the Huntress outfit. That
And
looks really cool.
Drum roll. Here are our two winners.
I like that Legion.
So congratulations.
That Legion
Out
looks
of
really
over
good.
1,000
I mean, all of them look
yours
good,
was
but
chosen.
Legion kind of grabbed my
Fog
eye.
Whisperers, take it away.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Malvar, and I'm the Influencer Manager for Dead by Daylight and Dead by Daylight Mobile.
Don't you mean DBBTSR Mobile?
Oh shit!
No, Trapper. I'm here to talk to you about the Fog
It's the
Whisperers.
Trapper.
Oh, look at the time. Gotta go.
The Fog Whisperers are partners of Dead by Daylight, and they create awesome content, such as live streams, YouTube videos, and animations.
So does that mean Nia's the new
For
killer?
every chapter, we provide them with blood points in the PTB and Auric cells to buy cosmetics. They also receive DLCs for giveaways and content to reveal to the community.
What if the killer was Ben from Night of the Living Dead?
The Fog Whisperers are represented
I don't see
by
him as a
this
killer.
logo,
I'd probably
shown
see him
on
more
streams
as
and
a
videos. They can also
survivor.
be in game too, as charms
He is
on their
mysterious.
hooks or butts. Now you might be wondering, how does one become a Fog Whisperer?
Yes, I was wondering that, but can you tell me everything all over again? What is Fog Whipper.
No, you didn't miss the killer announcement
Scene,
yet,
please?
Sebastian.
The Dead by Daylight team is always looking for killer content, so be sure to tag us and include hashtag Into the Fog. And who knows, maybe you'll be next to whisper in the fog.
Okay, I can explain that. I can explain. I thought I was in a completely different. I can explain that. I can explain that. 3, 2, 1. Ah!
What?
It was all part of the plan.
I'm gonna try to get in this out. Hey.
That was a hell of a throw. Hashtag Into the Fog.
I need to smack the
The son of chillin'.
freaking toxic. Damn it!
Well, if you could bait them long enough, they don't pay attention. You could get the end game.
Kind of makes me pump for my my Freddy cosplay.
Holy shit, this is intense. Onward. Oh god, what's gonna happen when they meet? I don't know.
Don't knock them down. They're both using controllers.
Oh!
I'm dying.
Is there someone in there, Vince? Is he in there? Yeah, I'm getting him, brother. Don't worry, I'll get him. You liar! You fucking lied to me! You are...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Vince wins, yeah!
Well, if the killer is Jack Torrance and they reveal the killer, the DVD theme starts playing, then it turns into the shot. That would give me chills if that was the case.
Well, okay then.
They're blowing up this one. I'm just gonna have to.
Oh, wow. I've had moments like that where I've just like dropped right down and a fucking
Maple.
just get smacked by a chainsaw.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. That's, oh my god!
You said it.
Please leave.
Holy shit.
The method you arrested last night tried to climb a tree.
And that is how it feels to be a Fog Whisperer, always shouting yes at the top of your voice. Seriously though, congratulations to everyone in Behavior for this fantastic 4-year journey. I'm so grateful to be allowed to represent a game I love to people I adore. Congrats on 4 years, guys. You knocked it out of the park.
Hey guys, it's Otofu here. I just want to give a quick thank you to both my community.
I don't know
and
if you're the real chillin'. I thought it was because you said your mother didn't pay the internet bill. That's why you ended up leaving.
I've got to play in Twitch Rivals. I even got my own cosmetic in a game that I freaking love.
Headless
Most
Horseman is the
importantly, I
killer.
got to
Someone
grow
else
one
said
of the most
that
amazing,
a while,
supportive,
like
and
a
kind
couple streams
communities that I
back.
could ever ask for ever.
If not like
I wouldn't
the
be able to
last
do any
stream,
of this if it
I
wasn't
did.
for all the people that I've met throughout the years in this community and on this game, and I just want to say that I appreciate it so much. Happy 4 years, guys, and here's hoping to have many, many more.
I want to thank my Dead by Daylight community so much for being here with me.
I
since
love
day
this, it's
one.
Nia.
I would not be where I'm at without you. Gracias.
I'm about to start checking out a bunch of DVD because a lot of them, all of them look hilarious.
To Behavior in the entire DBD community.
And shout out to the Echo Empire, Small PB Gang.
Shout out to the Burrow, you beautiful buns of the fog. We are your newest recruits to the Fog Whisperers.
Mama, we made it! Anyway, I'll be seeing y'all around. Till next time, it's peace, love, and booty!
We're heading back to the campfire. Stay safe out there in the fog.
What other original killers would I
Hey
want?
everyone, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my community, my Dragon Army. Thank you guys so much for supporting
I would
me
think like
over
a
the past year
water-based
with my Dead by Daylight
kind of killer.
I really appreciate it. We've had some goofy times, some crazy ones, and we've been exhausted on the ground more times than we like to count, but it's been great. I've had an amazing time.
We haven't announced it
year.
yet, Bob.
And also, thank you so much to the team at Behavior for creating this game and continuing
Oh man,
to
that
support
shit
it for
sounds
as long as you guys
serious,
have.
Trent.
There's been so many new additions, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Yo, what is happening, guys? It is Scorpions here. I just want to say again a thank you to my community and to Behavior for allowing me to be a Fog Whisperer. Back when I joined the Fog Whisperer program, I wasn't even a Twitch partner, so the Fog Whisperer program allowed me to better grow my channel to get
That was
my
a hell
name
of a
out there.
swipe.
And at the same time, it allowed me to give codes out to my community to give them something back as well. Anyways, guys, I'll be off. But remember, always.
I did not know you could do that. Holy shit, that's gonna have to be something that I put into my fucking, how you say it, repertoire. It's like fumbling words. The fuck? Bumbling, all that shit.
Hello, everybody. It's Polyester
Oh,
here.
shit, there's
I just want to say
Polyester.
what an honor it is to be one of your community Fog Whisperers. The highlight of my year has to be our streamer charity event that you all supported, helping us raise over $30,000. Thank you all for a great year in Dead by Daylight. I'm looking forward to the next one and to many more to come. Hats on, Tinfoil Gang.
Hey everyone, this is Zinc. I'm the creator of the Discord bot Elemental, which Dead by Daylight uses on its Discord server. I'm a software developer. I've been playing Dead by Daylight since 2016, and I really love coffee. I'd really like to say thank you to Entertainment 720 and the
Am
whole
I
Dead by
last?
Daylight
No, I'm not a
Discord
Fog Whisperer.
for being Elemental's first supporters. Also, thank you to the Dead by Daylight development team for creating a game.
Me
I've spent
doing
countless
most of my
hours
Dead by
enjoying.
Daylight content
I look
was
forward to
just
seeing Dead by Daylight continue to grow, and I'll be right here alongside you guys.
was just gameplay
Happy
for the most
anniversary,
part.
Dead by
I
Daylight.
haven't actually started doing DVD videos, actual upload videos until like recently.
From Southern California. I've been playing Dead by Daylight for almost 3 years. Dead by Daylight is one of many games that I can't get bored of, with all the new content that Behavior works hard on to keep us invested.
My name is Avi. I'm also from Southern
Oh, wow,
California,
Trent.
and I have been playing Dead by Daylight for 2 years. I actually found the game through
Must be
watching
some
my
good
husband
pizza if you're
play,
willing to
but
risk
I
that.
did not care for it
I mean, the
at first
14-year-old,
because every time
of
I
course.
watched him play, he'd be dying on hook. But eventually I played it, and now I am hooked. And I want to thank Max or Buffers for introducing me.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind it.
And
I
met a lot
just,
of
it's like one of the
friends
things I just don't see happening.
My appreciation goes to
No real
everyone
reason
for
why, I just don't see it happening.
making me want to play it a lot more.
And of course, thank you, Behavior.
どうも、日本の K2 です。DFC というデッドバイデイライトの大会を開催して約3年になります。デッドバイデイライトが大好きで、自分が参加したくて始めた大会でした。多くの人に興味を持ってもらうまで
The mic
しば
does
らく時間
not
が
have
か
to
か
be
りました
6 feet
が、
from me
デッド
because
バイデイライトを通じ
the
て
mic is not a
続ける
living
ことの
thing.
重要性を
So
学
I'm
ぶことがで
keeping
き、
socially
感謝して
distant
いま
from
す。
you, not
そ
the
して
microphone.
デッドバイデイライトのおかげで私には2つの夢ができました。
My head hurts thinking about different movie. I know it's because everything is so wide as far as the possibilities. It can give you a headache.
そんな大会ができたら、
Hey, what's going on, Tiny Eggplant?
DVD ほど熱くなれるゲームを私は知りません。これからも DVD を一緒に盛り上げていきましょう。
I forgot you said you were that
Thank
big,
you,
Trent. Holy
Gabzilla
shit.
and our Fog Whisperer for that really dynamic segment about our content creator program. For our 4th anniversary, the community team has organized contests, raffles, play sessions with devs, and more during the month.
Yeah, that's
So the
kind
schedule
of
will be
widening the whole
available
thing, Metal.
On the social media, stay tuned for this. And finally,
Bandana
I wanna
life
thank
is better than
everyone that
tinfoil guy.
contributed to our community this
All
year.
depends on your sense of style.
Continue to discuss, argue, and love the game. This is why we do it. See you next year. Hopefully not in my living room.
Mics are people too. All right, they're talking about mobile. Who was here for the mobile stuff? That wanted to check out all the mobile.
Let's talk about mobile.
Or
This
mobile.
year, super exciting. We finally launched Dead by Daylight on mobile. It's a huge thing for us. We've been hard at work on it for a long time, and it's finally in people's hands. So let's take a moment Valentin and Julia are going to talk a little bit about what it took to get to that and what they have in store for the future.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Dead by Daylight Mobile panel. I'm Valentin, associate producer on Dead by Daylight Mobile, and I'm joined by Julia. Hey Julia.
Hi Val, I'm Julia. I'm the community manager on Dead by Daylight Mobile. So we've had an amazing journey on mobile.
Oh, they're still around,
this
Death.
year.
Paris was in the beginning.
This project since
Ty's floating around somewhere.
We have had over a
You have
million
Devin.
people participating in our beta phase.
Ghost
who stuck
pops
with
in and
us
out
while
from
we
time
worked
to
on
time.
adding content,
So they're still around.
features, and polishing the game throughout the testing phase. As of April 16th, we are officially launched in most regions around the world, with more to come later in the year. And we've already hit a landmark of nearly 3 million players.
It's not going to take too much long. I don't think so,
It was
Bo.
a very exciting adventure. We, as most people around the world, were currently working from home, and we were working from home for the launch. It wasn't what we expected to be launching it all from our own homes, but it was.
See, the real chillin' wouldn't give up that easily.
It worked out really well. The launch was a huge success with a lot of players coming in. As Julia
Man,
said.
Trent.
And,
Holy shit,
for us, it
man.
was
That's a big baby.
2 years of hard
I
work.
feel for your
We started the
baby's mother, wife, or girl.
ago to
I don't know if you guys are married or not, so I don't want to assume. Holy
PC
shit, man.
consoles experience to mobile phones, and having it.
I mean, congratulations and all, but whew, that's a big one coming out.
Success for us. So, Dead by Daylight Mobile is that same great experience, that's very stressful and very scary, as what you can see on PC console, but on mobile.
Yeah, they're all right.
We had to do some adaptations specific to mobile, so the controls were, of course, adapted
Do
so
your
you can
voice.
play on touchscreens. We also made changes mostly on the UI UX side.
You mean you want me to do this voice for you, Bella? Is that what it is? You want me to do that one?
However, most mobile
Huh?
players won't
wait
have
a
their
minute.
headphones with them, or can be in very noisy
Oh,
areas.
my thing isn't
So
working.
we
Okay.
adapted it so that
Sorry, I
everything
can't do the voice for you.
you'll see
I have to
graphically represented on the phone,
reboot,
so you can play
and
without
I'm not doing
headphones
that during
or
the stream.
sound on. We also introduced the Blood Market, which is our adaptation of the Blood Web. So it's a more mobile user experience friendly version that still gives players the same great rewards. We also added a lot of mobile
11
centric
pounds, 4
features,
ounces. Holy
including
shit, man.
a new tutorial, which is
Oh,
shorter.
thank you for the
and
super
of course,
chat, Metal
shows
Redneck.
the
I
mobile
greatly
specific
appreciate it, my friend.
changes and allows players to get into the game faster. We
It's
also
$2 for some
added,
emergency toilet paper.
exclusive skins, daily reward calendars, and a lot of other features, but also the disconnection bots, which have
The
been
Metal
tremendously
Redneck
popular.
donated
These are
1.42
bots
through Super
that
Chat.
take over when a
Here's
player
$2 for
disconnects
some
from the game, so that
emergency
people who are
toilet
still there
paper.
can actually finish playing. The bots
I
are
will
quite good.
definitely
We've, played against them,
come
and they allow
very
people to
that would be
actually
very
get
useful
versatile
for that.
and the
I'll
game.
come in handy.
Another key difference from PC
Not
and console
a
to
handy,
mobile
but
is
come
that
in
mobile
handy.
is free. It is completely free to download, and you do not need to pay to win. Most characters and customizations can be unlocked
Struggles
through
are real.
playtime alone, and any other ones can be unlocked through keeping up with daily challenges and other in-game rewards.
Oh, trust me, Grim.
Also
Trust
a really
me.
good
You.
time to start Dead by Daylight mobile.
I mean, it
right
all
now.
depends
Like I
on
said, it costs
what you
nothing
like
to
in the
download
game.
on Google Play and the
Or
App
any
Store.
game like
And
this.
thanks to
But I
the
love it.
community hitting the stretch goal of 1 million pre-registrations,
I find
you'll also be
the,
starting off with another free character and a bunch of in-game resources as well. So we've had,
Essentially,
like I said, we've had a
the
lot of people install
different
and play the game
scenarios that
so
it puts you
far.
in, even though you're doing
So
the
we've
same
got
objective,
some
you have to
cool
change so
stats
much
to
based
bring
on the
to
killer
you.
that you're going against that
Since launch, we've
really
had millions of trials played. Within
helps
those
the
trials, there
replayability
have
of the
been
game.
12 million generators fixed, 44 million killer hits, and 4.5 million survivors who have outwitted the killer and managed to escape. So these stats are just from the first few weeks of being live globally. There's a lot more to come.
Yeah,
and we'd
Death,
like to
it's been
share with you
crazy
some
how
of the things
quickly we've
that
been
are headed your
growing.
way in the coming months.
Yeah, so we have our roadmap established from.
I mean, it still does kind of take forever to find a match, although they did help with matchmaking a bit better now.
On a monthly basis,
So it doesn't take quite as long.
so that you always have something new and fun to try out and fresh. So
What is money? Never had it.
Are going to be alternating between 1 month focused more on new content, and then the other focused more on quality of life and new features. So you can see that in June we have a new map coming in.
I guess I probably should do that, Bob.
And then in July, we're focusing on more like quality of life and improvements. Then August, we'll introduce a new killer and a new map. And then in September, we'll have a brand new feature for you to explore and play around with. All those releases.
You dislike the vid? I don't care.
Customizations, so you can spruce up your
could be chilling, could be a multiple
really cool stuff
other people.
lined up.
I'm not worried about
something else we're committed to doing with every update is spending time working on improving performance, stability, and polishing the game overall.
Hope they eventually add a bot mode
would
help the longevity of the game.
New content and features, we'll be continuing to improve the game in whichever ways we can.
I heard some stuff about that before.
So before we go, we want to say a huge thank you to the community who showed us so much love over the past year of beta, all the way through to our big launch in April. You have supported us in so many ways, from
hey, what's going on, Harley? How you doing?
To helping us beta test, telling your friends and family about us, creating your own unique content.
You'd see Ghost Abby as Ghostface,
really
chasing JG and the Survivor Friends.
And we look
That'd be
forward
fun.
to many exciting anniversaries to come with you in the fog.
Thanks so much for playing the game. We're really happy to have been able to
don't cry, Buff.
Release it to you to play, and we're excited to
hey,
more,
Cat.
Dead by Daylight mobile goodness to you. See you in the fog.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll cap off with a little montage of some of the great in-game moments you've sent to us.
Some mobile in-game moments. I mean, if they added controller support, I would probably play that a little bit more. But right now, the way it kind of plays, it doesn't feel right. They haven't revealed the killer yet, Harlan. Oh, no worries, Harry. No worries. We've been doing good, Death, with quarantine. It's whatever.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, I've just been told we actually can take a little moment to talk to you about what's coming next. So,
is this it?
Let's take a step back. About 4 years ago, first licensed chapter we've ever had was Halloween. Probably one of the top legends of the horror movie world. It really legitimized us as a great reference for horror in video games. Today, we have another landmark moment where we're going to present to you a huge deal. For us, it's amazing. We've been fans of this license for a long time. We're very excited to show you and to let you hear what it sounds like when we bring these legendary icons into Dead by Daylight. So roll the clip.
Yes, Ranger, that is a topic. Oh, what's this? Is this it? Is this it? Dude, that's Silent Hill. That's Silent Hill. Yep. Holy shit. Well, there we go. Fucking Pyramid Head. I guess that was a bit on the nose with the 4, but it was still kind of weird how they kind of worded that.
To reveal to you the next chapter.
But yeah, fucking Pyramid Head.
As you've seen, we are going into a video game horror classic. We're going to the realm of Silent Hill. Silent Hill was one of the first horror game I played, and I was absolutely fascinated by it. Well, I'm really happy to be able to work with such a fantastic license. Let's start with the map. So there's a lot of really cool locations in Silent Hill. We decided to use one of
So
the
I'm
most
wondering,
iconic ones. So we bring you to
how is this
Midwich
gonna work
Elementary
though?
School. The 2-story building is filled with thematized rooms, so all the Silent Hill fans will be able to revisit that famous location. There's a music room, the chemist lab, there's the nurse office, there's all of these little secrets around. There's obviously
Yeah, the
this
killer is Pyramid Head.
courtyard in the middle of the map. That's a very new layout in Dead by Daylight. Even the clock tower is there. We've also filled the map with all sort of surprises and secrets.
And Pyramid Head is fast
for
as
all
shit.
of you fans out there. A lot of winks to the Silent Hill franchise. Survivor of the chapter is Cheryl Mason. You might know her as Heather Mason. That's how she was called as the protagonist of the Silent Tree game. Cheryl's a very interesting character. She's a powerful protagonist. She's also conflicted, and she went through the ordeal of facing the Silent Hill nightmare. We learn through the Silent Hill 3 narrative that she is the reincarnation of two souls. So we really wanted to show into her perks this duality, and also her link to the dark forces of Silent Hill. So let's talk about the perks. Soul Guard gives you endurance after being healed or after recovering from the dying state. But also, if you are currently cursed, you can recover from dying by yourself. Cheryl's second perk, Blood Pact, links you to the Obsession. So if you or the Obsession are injured, you will see each other aura. As soon as one or the other is healed, you'll gain the Haste effect for a limited time. And last but not least, the third perk, for the first time,
oh, no worries,
gives
Haley.
the power to the survivor to control
You have a good
bit
one.
the entity. Repressed Alliance allows you to call upon the entity to block generators. With this chapter and character, we also introduce a new type of cosmetic called Legendary Skins. Legendary outfits are really cool. They are not just an outfit.
But I mean,
they actually completely change the
now that goes
character
to the
you
whole
control.
thing, though. Not
For example,
to
the
cut
first
him off,
legendary skin
like
that's
while
gonna
he's
appear in
talking
this
about
chapter is Lisa
the chapter.
So you'll
But the
be able
Pyramid
to
Head
Cheryl
really
Mason
changed
to
hard
transform
the
into
time,
Lisa.
like at the moment of
The
its
killer of the
inception.
chapter is none other than
Really?
Pyramid Head, and he comes to Dead by Daylight with the name
I don't think so.
Executioner. And I just want to add something here. The Pyramid Head that's coming to DBD is the classic Pyramid Head from Silent Hill 2, straight from the tormented mind of James Sunderland. Pyramid Head's power roots itself in the dark forces of Silent Hill. So first of all, obviously you have
I mean,
this
I'm still gonna buy the
big,
DLC. I'm not gonna go that
giant
far.
knife that you're wielding, and with it you have a special attack. The special attack is a range attack that goes even through collision. Where it gets really
That's an interesting
is
attack.
that Pyramid Head can plant his knife in the ground and draw trenches around the map. These trenches, when the survivor goes through them, will make them tormented. The tormented is a killer effect that at first seems like it's not doing anything. But if you're suffering from the tormented killer effect and you're in the dying state, that's where it gets really interesting. So Pyramid Head can, instead of grabbing you and bringing you to a hook, he can decide to call upon the forces of Silent Hill, which will grab the survivor and send him directly to a cage of atonement. The cage is similar to a hook in mechanics. The survivor gets stuck in there, he can get saved by others, and he will go through 3 phases as well until he is sacrificed, just like on the hook. The thing though is that Pyramid Head saves a lot of time. All the grab, the transporting, and the hooking, that's done automatically. When the survivors are ripe for a sacrifice, if they are caught in the tormented killer effect and in the dying state, Pyramid Head will be able to call upon a final judgment on them. That's a way of saying that they
Is
can
that his
kill
Mori?
them instantly. It's like a mini Mori.
Oh, a mini Mori.
Now
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about the perks of Pyramid Head. They bring new tools for deception. The first perk, Force Penance, will give the Oblivious status effect to a survivor that protects another survivor from a hit. Pyramid Head's second perk, Trail of Torment, will make him undetectable when he breaks a gen. We'll also highlight this gen in a yellow aura for the survivors. And the last perk, Deadbound, will link a healer to a healed survivor. if they run too far from each other, they'll suffer from the oblivious status effect. So that's it. That's the Silent Hill chapter. Again, we're super happy and proud to have had the chance to work with such a fantastic franchise.
I mean, interesting.
Personally, I'm
very
a huge
interesting.
fan. I'm super stoked to see all the stories that's going to happen with these characters. I'm glad that Pyramid Head and Cheryl have a new life into our universe. What's also super exciting is that the PTB with the Silent Hill chapter will be available right now. So you'll be able to download it and try it for yourself. And it's going to be released also very soon. As a last message, I would like to say to everyone, to
interesting,
all of you fantastic community,
very interesting. So we might be able to do some gameplay with that.
Support, all the
like,
ideas, all the meaningful.
Pretty much, maybe for the second stream, maybe
with all of you. You've been fantastic, and I'm gonna raise my glass to several more years. Cheers.
Wow, thank you, Dave. How awesome is that? Okay, so...
I mean, definitely not what I was expecting.
If you want to play Silent Hill in Dead by Daylight, if you're on PC right now, the PTB is happening now. You can go press the button and play Silent Hill in Dead by Daylight. It's crazy. Now, for everybody else or the people who don't like the PTB, you can wait until the full release, which is going to be about 3 weeks from now. We'll give more details as things come along. But if you are eager to get your hands on the Silent Hill chapter of Dead by Daylight PTB right now.
Play a game and a game.
Now I have to take a second step back and give a huge
Isn't that considered gameception?
Big shout out to everybody who makes this happen. So that's everybody on the team, whether it's the programmers, the artists, the designers, the community management team, the marketing people.
Definitely not what I thought it was going to be, but still fairly excited. Just not as excited as I would have been if it was Norman Bates, Pennywise, Jason, Tarman, any of those.
From close or from far. Thank you so very much for the amazing work that you do every single day. It's really appreciated. I think that we can all agree that this is a special team full of crazy, passionate people.
But I mean, the hype itself kind of built to an unattainable kind of level. That no matter who they picked, if it wasn't Jason, it was never going to meet that kind of hype.
To play in all the time. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being constructive and positive and being supportive of what we do. And thank you for following us in this sort of crazy ride that we are on. We are so humbled and excited to celebrate our 4th year anniversary with you today. And we are eager to
have a good day, Gummy.
A few more in the coming years.
All right, so that was it. I guess, all right, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, not bad. It's not a bad addition. I think it was definitely an interesting choice. I felt like maybe if we were going with the wording classic license, which I guess coming from the 90s, if we're really looking at classic, we were looking at Candyman. Candyman came from the license, came from the 90s, and they were thinking that was going to be classic. But I would have thought, if anything, if we were looking at any kind of video game killer in what's going on right now, I would have thought Nemesis, the original Nemesis from Resident Evil. Now, the thing is with that is, with having someone like Nemesis, you also have an issue because Resident Evil has their own game. So it was very unlikely they were going to get Nemesis from that. So I'm wondering if Pyramid Head was maybe somewhat of a consolation, so to speak. Or Pyramid Head was likely due... Now, here's the thing. If Candyman was not pushed to September, do you think we would have got Candyman now and then Pyramid Head in September? closer to Halloween as a Halloween sort of chapter for Dead by Daylight, because that's what it seems like it would make more sense towards. Pyramid Head's more of a Halloween feeling kind of killer. So I would have probably have seen that chapter coming out then and Candyman coming out now. It's kind of weird that they went the Silent Hill route, but I mean, I'm still excited for it. I like it. I'm still gonna buy the DLC on all my platforms, so I'm in one way or the other. So you still got to play the remake of 3. Looks terrifying. It is. It's more action-based than RE2's remake, but still has some terrifying moments. Formless Odyssey. Konami aren't always the easiest to negotiate with, so I don't think this was a consolation personally. Probably not. I mean, as far as like, they probably went after someone like Nemesis first, and then in their mind they probably saw that fall through with Resistance, and they're likely going to be bringing Nemesis to that game. So pretty much their backup plan was to go to Konami to get Pyramid Head at some point, or Pyramid Head might have been in the pipeline for a while and they were just planning to release it closer to October. But I don't think that for a 4th year anniversary, this was something that met the hype that they built up around it. That being said, I'm still happy that we're getting Pyramid Head. I'm still happy we're getting a Silent Hill chapter. It's just that it's kind of deflating based on all the speculation and so many other characters that they could have chose from, so many other chapters that they could have brought over, so many different ideas that they could have implemented that would have worked far better at this point, especially for a 4th anniversary. Now, it might sound like I'm coming down hard on. I'm not at all. It's just pretty much I had my expectations up here and they met me somewhere in the middle. That's what it kind of boils down to. But like I said, I'm still going to be playing it. I'm still going to be playing Pyramid Head. I may now. I was planning to do the not Ash, but the Evil Dead Let's Talk tonight. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to change that to tomorrow, because now with the PTB coming out, I'm probably going to do a second stream of playing the PTB, and we're going to try out Pyramid Head. We're going to try out the new Survivor and so forth, and we're going to see how this actually works all together. I don't know, like, give me your thoughts. What do you guys think about Pyramid Head coming to Dead by Daylight and this Silent Hill chapter? This is a huge They Will Remember That. I mean, I can definitely agree. 4th anniversary probably should have been related to a horror movie associated with the number 4 or Jason Part 4. I mean, that was one of the reasons why I thought Psycho, because Psycho had 4 films in their original film timeline. Psycho 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's what I thought it was even kind of working this way up too. Fozzie says, didn't live up to the hype, to be honest. That's what I was saying, though. I don't think, unless we saw a hockey mask and we heard the classic sound effect, I don't think anything was going to live up to that hype. There was nothing. The hype was built up way too high. Higher than most chapters coming out. So there was no way they were going to live up to that no matter what they put out, unless it was Jason. Nicholas says this was literally out of left field. And I think that's what they intended. They wanted it to be out of left field. And if it works with Mark, I mean, it worked. Chuck says Pyramid Head is the new killer. I'm shocked. I am too. I am definitely am. But we saw a skull with tar. And then when they did the Dead by Daylight symbol at the beginning, it was in tar too. So it's like, where does that fit in, or was that just to throw shit off? Not entirely certain. But I mean, any way you look at it, it's all good. Like we'll still be playing the game. I'm sure once the initial shock dies down and everything gets back to status quo as it should be, everyone's going to ultimately take this chapter and they're gonna love it. I think everyone's gonna end up loving it. It's just when you have a new killer, licensed killer coming, and you have all of these weeks to build up, like, who is it? What is it gonna be? All the speculation, and in your mind, the speculation sort of out-hypes the actual product. That's where the disappointment comes in. But that's why I said, like, you got to kind of look at it from a realistic standpoint. There was no way that they were going to meet that level of expectation just from that speculation alone. There was no way they were going to meet that. Harley says, I hope they put Jason Voorhees in the game eventually. He will. Jason will be in the game at some point. It just depends on the litigation factors of the IP. It just depends on that. Yeah, they could put Tommy Jarvis in. Because, I mean, Victor Miller didn't create Tommy or anything to do with Tommy. So they could definitely put him in. That's why I said they could also put in Roy Burns. They could put in a Friday the 13th Part 5 chapter. Putting Roy in because Victor Miller had nothing to do with Roy or his backstory. And he has nothing to do with Tommy or his backstory. So they could technically put both of those characters in as a Friday the 13th chapter. But I think if Dead by Daylight's going to do that, they want the actual Jason, not the copycat. As much as I love Roy, and everyone knows I love Roy, they're not going to do the copycat. Licensing is the word of the day. What's going on, Junior? Big sword that can hit you from across the map. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, it can, because I saw where he was able to do that. And creating those, like, fucking traps, dragging the sword and shit. I mean, they're kind of traps. It kind of seems like a cross between Huntress and the Doctor. Because, I mean, he has his own little madness effect. I wanted Tarman so bad. I want a zombie in this game. They need to have a zombie in this game because, I mean, if you have a horror game, fucking, there should be some kind of zombie representation in there. And to me, Tarman is that representation. Oh no, the discussion of Part 5, trust me, I love Part 5. I love Part 5 because Part 5 is everything you would ever need in a Friday the 13th movie. It follows the formula down to the littlest molecule that was set forth. It tells the same exact story that it was told in the other Friday the 13th films, just with new characters. It's history repeating itself in a different kind of way. But I mean, I know people don't like it, and that's fine. That is completely fine. But my thing is, if your whole thing is you don't like it because Jason's not in it, you might want to take a harder look at it because that's kind of closed-minded when you look at something like that. Pennywise would have been good. Yeah, Pennywise would have been good, yeah. But I'm wondering if there was possibly a problem with the licensing with that too. That or they're saving that for another time. Because, I mean, Dead by Daylight's planning to be around for a while if they're doing graphical changes too. Harley says, I'm disappointed. I never played Silent Hill, so I'm not excited for this. That's understandable. I mean, if you don't know the characters, you're not going to be excited about it. So, I mean, that's perfectly understandable. My thing is, if you decide you want to buy it, I would probably watch others' gameplay on it first and see if it's something that you would want to add to your game. Especially if you don't know anything about the series. Do I think they'll eventually add Jason? Yes, I do, Language. New theory video. Why does everyone hate part 5? You never know. That could be. That could be coming, Metal. Death says, I don't know why, but someone said that if Jason were in the game, he'd be called the zombie. And I don't know how I feel about that. No. If anything, Jason would likely be called the Revenant or the Camper. That would probably be the ideal names for him. The zombie wouldn't make any sense. I imagine they're going to change a lot. Because he seems OP just in what they said there. And I'm not someone that says OP killers. I don't know how he plays yet. So once I play, I'll get a better idea. But I think ultimately, just judging at what he can do from what they said is like, holy shit, man. You're practically dead the moment you get caught. Final thoughts on the chapter, Magma? Overall, I like it. I do like Pyramid Head. It was unexpected. I mean, when we look at the 4, we saw Pyramid Head shape, but judging by the wording, it didn't necessarily seem to live up to the wording that they gave us. At least not to me personally. Like, yeah, it's a classic license. I get that. Classic video game license. I get that. Did it change hard at the time of its inception? That's extremely debatable. Extremely. I don't see that. If we're talking about any video game franchise in the horror realm that changed horror at the moment of its inception, we're talking Resident Evil. Resident Evil 1 changed survival horror for everything. Silent Hill's mechanics was based off Resident Evil. So that's kind of weird with that. But I mean, it all depends on interpretation. When I saw the first seconds of the trailer, I thought it was Pennywise. I did too. When I saw the classroom. And then when I saw how the character was dressed, I'm like, wait a minute. I've seen that before. And I instantly knew it was Silent Hill. Why does Victor Miller want the rights back if he has nothing to do with the other sequels? Because he should own the first movie. It's his story. And when you're a guy that made something as iconic as Friday the 13th, you wrote that story and such a integral part of the horror genre, and you only got like $4,000 back for it. Yeah, I want to make another deal. Like, that should be his. Victor Miller is not at fault with the Friday the 13th stuff. Like, none of that is his fault. He's just exercising his legal right. So there's definitely no reason that anybody should be blaming Victor. There's absolutely no reason. Sean not wanting to cut Victor in on a monetary deal based on that, the legality of that, kind of makes him very unlikable in my eyes. Because he doesn't want to make a deal with Victor to gain the rights back. He wants to take him to court. And because of that, he's helping hold the franchise hostage. Victor has already said, I don't care what happens with the franchise. You can continue to make everything, video game stuff, merchandise, everything. I don't care. Like, he just wants to get paid for his part of the IP. And Sean's like, no, it should all be mine. We're cutting all Friday the 13th merchandise, everything, unless it was already in the pipeline at some point prior to the cease of IP use, we're not putting it out. I would die if they ever made me or anybody from YouTube a survivor in the game. I mean, Pyramid Head is in other games, though, where other characters see him, though, right? Grim? I mean, I'm not up to date on my Silent Hill lore, but I could have swore he appeared in other games with other characters. If Jason ever got added, then his Mori would have to be the backbreaker from Friday the 13th game. I don't know. Like, I mean, he has so many iconic kills. I don't know if you would go with the backbreaker alone. Agreed. Can't just cut the man a check and be done with it. Yeah, not with this. No. He wants, essentially, whenever they make a movie and his name pops up, you know, characters based on characters created by Victor Miller, he wants some kind of monetary compensation for that. Because, I mean, the franchise has grossed millions of dollars, and you only got paid $4,000. Less than $4,000, I think it was. It was like somewhere around that number. Why would you be happy with something like that? I mean, the same thing's going on with the Nightmare on Elm Street. The Wes Craven estate got the rights from New Line to A Nightmare on Elm Street. So, I mean, it's the same thing happening there, and they're recutting a deal. The only difference is, I don't think New Line has the same toxic relationship with the Cravens as Horror Inc. does with Victor Miller. No, I don't think they give him bear traps either, Death. Because, I mean, realistically, how many movies did Jason actually use bear traps? The only one I can think of offhand is the reboot. Or remake, rather. He used bear traps in the remake, and then, as far as throwing knives, he used the little dart projectiles in part 7, and he used the throwing knives in part 6. You just really wanted to use bear traps? I mean, that it would lead into the stereotype that he would be just another trapper. So I would want to kind of stay away. My thing would probably be you could probably use maybe sense in a different kind of way from the game, where instead of seeing their actual auras that you can in even the Friday the 13th game, what you could have did was you use sense, and it, when close enough, you can hear heartbeats and stuff like this. Sort of like Legion, when you put them in the deep wound effect, you can hear heartbeats from a certain meter, but I would probably shrink the radius that you could possibly do that. Because, I mean, at that point, it's no different than a doctor's effect, but it has its own differences. Or maybe throwing knives. Throwing knives could work. But then you can, I mean, any power you pick is going to be a copy of someone else's. Because, I mean, if you do throwing knives, then you're kind of doing the same thing that Huntress is doing. Oh, no problem, Death. No problem. No problem at all. Jason using a bastard sword. Boom. Right in half. Alright, let me jump over to my Steam. I'm gonna start All right. Yeah, that was a weird one. I'm gonna start downloading the PTB, and I will probably catch you guys in the second stream tonight. We're likely gonna start streaming around, I'd probably say 7:30 or so. But yeah, I'm gonna head out, and I will see you guys then. You guys have a great day, and hope to see you later. And as always, I am JG Dark, and thanks for watching.
Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb. Your suffering will never end. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They'll eat your guts and then shit them out. And when your bones begin to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for someday you'll be the one to die. And when death brings his cold despair, ask yourself,